Hi everyone, my name is Holly, and today I'll be showing you all of the books I hope to read during Medieval-A-Thon, which is my own readathon I created a couple years ago, and round 3 is starting on January 10th, and I'm so hyped for it. And I really hope you are too. It's all about increasing your nobility the more books you read, and choosing which medieval profession out of 5 that you want to be. I'll link the announcement video below for you if you missed it, where I explain everything, because today's video is not that. I am currently in a crisis right now because I still need to pick which profession to go for. I'm between two. I can't decide between bard or blacksmith. So I've chosen books for both, which is very unrealistic for me as a sort of slower reader, so this will be interesting. But as I always say, I can't fail my own readathon. Well, fail, like you can't fail this readathon. No matter where you end up is a success, but I at least need to put a little bit more effort in than usual. Like, how great would it be to get ahead of my Goodreads reading challenge in the month of January during my own flipping readathon? Like, what a mood setter. But the baker profession is so freaking cute. And the clergy profession is like really open. This is impossible to choose. Are all of you having the same trouble as I am? If so, I apologize because this is clearly my fault. I've also somehow split the books. I have all backlist books for the blacksmith prompts and all arcs for the bard prompts. That happened accidentally. It's magical, don't worry about it. Okay, let's just start off with the blacksmith. So the first prompt for level 1, to become an apprentice, you have to read a book with bronze, silver, or gold in the title or on the cover. So I'm going for Battle Mage. The title font has a gold glow behind it. I know I shouldn't be starting yet another series because I'm in the middle of so many, but I really want to read this. No. I need to read this. It's a demand and a promise to myself to read this month. I consider Stephen a friend of mine and I need to be a good friend. This is a story of war and mages, a mad king bent on destruction and bloodshed. I think this is going to be a really quick read and definitely one of, if not the first book I'll pick up. I won't let you down, Stephen. Lever 2 is Tollmaker, a book you're scared to read. So this can be because the book is a horror, or maybe the length is scary, the hype of it is scary, and I'm going with the hype perspective. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I'm definitely scared to read this because of the book itself. The hype surrounding it is suffocating, and also the hype of the author. I have never read a book by V.E. Schwab, and it's because I'm terrified to be in a different boat than everyone else who loves her. But this book has been getting so much love, and I have it, so I want to get over that fear and finally read it. Or finally read a book by her anyways. This is the special Outcrate edition, by the way. Level 3 is Weaponsmith. Read a book with a weapon on the cover. So I have two options for this. If I end up loving Battle Mage, I would love to go on to its sequel quickly with Blood Mage, which has a sword on the cover. I'm pretty positive I'm going to love this series, so this is most likely going to be the case. Or I'll pick up Skyborn by David Daglish, another sword on the cover. Let's be honest, most fantasy books do. First to another series I really shouldn't be starting because I'm being buried in series right now, but I'm really excited about this one. It's following siblings who go to a Seraphim Academy to follow in their parents' footsteps when suddenly there is an invasion. So this is like a whole new ballpark for me. It's very hype and I love this author's writing, so it should be great. Level 4 is Armorsmith, read a hardcover. So I feel like I need to pick up a shorter book because these are all looking pretty chunky, but I haven't really decided on anything yet. Maybe a YA book to mix things up, so I did pull out one that I'm kind of leaning toward, and that is Among the Beasts and Briars. This is a YA fantasy, and this is the special Outcrate edition yet again. I think it'd be something quick and easy to read, so this is a pretty good option for me, I think. Level 5 is Master Blacksmith, read a series finale. A great prompt for me, honestly, so I have two options here. Breath of the Gods by Tina LeCount Myers. This is the third and final book in the Legacy of Heavens trilogy. Great underrated series. I loved the first book. Or The Burning God. I haven't read this yet. I read arcs of book 1 and 2 months before they were released, but I haven't gone on to this yet. My reason is because my brain has become so foggy concerning what the hell happened in those books. I see freaking fan art for the series and I'm like, I don't remember these characters. So a big recap is going to have to happen, which I know exist. I just need to not be lazy and actually take the time to read through them. But yeah, we will see. And that's the blacksmith profession. Now let's go ahead and do the bard profession, which is another I'm leaning toward, because things are ambitious enough. So the first prompt for level 1 is to become a tavern poet. It's to read a book with a great first line, The Hunting Wives. I have been dying to read this book ever since I got it on my Kindle, even though it doesn't come out until I think May, and it's not even a fantasy, it's a thriller, but something about it calls to me. And I am somehow going to fit it into this readathon one way or another, and the first sentence begins with this murder scene. It's following Sophie, who has just moved into this small town in Texas and soon makes friends with a few other women who indulge themselves in booze and kinky behavior. Sophie easily falls into this behavior herself when suddenly a body is discovered and one of the girls is suspicious. This is supposed to be very scandalous and twisty and full of juicy drama, the complete opposite of my normal reading tastes, but this one is standing out to me so much. We are going to read it. Level 2, Traveling Troubadour. Read a book with a travel element. So I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what book to choose for this one. I'm kind of leaning toward like a short standalone middle grade or something, but yeah, I don't know yet, but I'll figure it out eventually. I know that's not fun, but I don't want to grab a book I'm unsure of and just throw it on this list. It's struggle bus over here. Level 3, House Musician, a book title that has a character's name in it. Actually, the Addie LaRue book would have been perfect for this prompt. Oh well, I have a different book in mind, and that is The Legend of Eli Monpress. This is an omnibus of all 3 books, so I'd love to read the first one. This was purely a cover buy for me earlier this year, and I'm totally in the mood for like an assassin type story. It's following the greatest thief of all time, who is also a talented wizard, and he's decided to pull off the greatest theft the world has ever seen, and that is stealing a king's nation. It sounds like a really clever, fun story, and it's not too long either. The first book is under like 400 pages, which is short compared to most of my other reads. Level 4 is Bard College Student, a book over 400 pages. Speaking of that. So maybe Wrath by John Gwen? There's no way I'd be able to finish this book, but I would love to at least start it. This is the final book in the Faithful and the Fallen series, and then I can go on to the next trilogy in this world, and I am so hyped. This series is absolutely phenomenal. The first book is Malice, by the way, and don't be like me where you just put it off for months or even years in my case. It is so worth picking up now. And finally, level 5 is Legendary Bard, a book with multiple authors. So I have The Mask of Mirrors. This is a joint pen name for 2 authors, Marie Brennan and Alec Helms. This is a January release. It's the first book to a new fantasy series coming from Orbit Books, and I was sent this for review, so I really should probably get on that as soon as possible. And if I get to this one, I will do a full video review for it. So subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss it. And actually, this is another book that's following like a thief, con artist kind of character. So obviously this is incredibly unrealistic, but it gives me options to be open. I'm just so excited for Medieval-A-Thon, and I hope you are too. Tell me below if you are participating, and if you missed the announcement video, it'll be linked down below for you. I highly recommend giving it a watch so you know what's going on and can choose whatever path that you want to do. Follow me on my social media. I'm on Instagram at HollyHeartsBooks and on Twitter at HollyNiece, and follow Medieval-A-Thon as well so you don't miss any updates. And until we meet again, happy reading and hope you enjoy Medieval-A-Thon.